PEI, good morning, House of Anne of Green Gables.
Oh,
That is God's country right there.
that is one of my favorite places in the whole country. I have been there multiple times.
I've never been to PEI.
Oh, it's just, it's
Yeah, it's
PEI, isn't it?
Beautiful. Did you see what it said on the sign there?
No.
It's, what'd you say? It's beautiful. It's delightful when your imaginations come true, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Oh.
It's a very nice
Anne of Green
thing.
Gables house. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, little Lucy Maud Montgomery. I mean, just the best. The best of the best. And I know we're going to go there later. And
Breakfast Television's Noah Aquino paid a visit, and we're going to have a full little kind of piece from one of the amazing spots in this country coming up a little later. And I know we got a ton of viewers out in PEI. Good morning, PEI.
Morning.
Great
What's
to
up?
see you. Okay, this story is now international. Is that fair to say?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, so look, actors are in the city of Toronto all the time, working in production companies and all types of folks doing shows and movies. Zachary Quinto is one of them. And recently, you've seen him in everything. And recently, he went to a restaurant in town, Manita. And the restaurant is calling him out for basically, in their opinion, being a complete jerk to staff. He was banned after apparently yelling at staff. He made some cry. The restaurant says it texted him a few times to let him know his table was ready, which is what a lot of restaurants do now. He didn't show up in time, is the restaurant's version of that story. He also allegedly refused to believe the empty tables in the dining area weren't available for him, despite being politely informed that they were in fact spoken for. The restaurant said, quote, Zachary Quinto, an amazing Spock, but a terrible customer. End of that portion of the statement. You could see that's how long the statement was. It definitely lived long and prospered on social media yesterday. There's potentially a lot of lanes to this highway here, Mary. Where would you like to start?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I was shocked to see it in so many different places. It really was one of those stories that had major pickup yesterday. Look, I know that restaurant well. I've been many times. It's right on Ossington. It's a great neighborhood, great restaurant, small restaurant. Full of, like, as most restaurants are, very hardworking staff and people trying to make good meals and provide good service in a time where it's very difficult for restaurants to survive, especially with rents in the city the way they are. So I think it really went viral because the restaurant itself decided to post about it, as opposed to potentially other customers that he disturbed or any onlookers. It really was the restaurant itself saying, look, this is our standard and you didn't meet it and you're not welcome back here. And look, you can't behave that way. I mean, you can't behave that way. I guess we haven't heard from him, so this is a one-sided story at this point.
As of this morning, nothing from him on social or anything.
And I mean, quite frankly, I doubt we will hear from him. This is probably a story that runs its cycle and goes out. But I guess the question here is the restaurant in the right for calling him out like they did?
I don't know if there's a right or wrong in that sense. The restaurant can do whatever they want. I think it's a matter of opinion how you approach a situation like this. Agreed 100%. You can't be treating people like that. Like that's totally uncalled for. If again, alleged situation one-sided in that. I'm not saying that anyone's saying false information, but you can't treat people like that. Period. Like full stop, ends there. But it's the calling it out publicly as a business that I don't know if that was my business, I would do that. I know a lot of restaurant owners, as we all do in the city, and they work hard and their staff work hard. I know a lot of them would just do that quietly. You want to ban the guy because they said they're banning him. If you want to ban the guy from your spot, you tell him to his face and you say, you're not welcome here anymore. And that's it. I would let other people tell the story for me and defend me in that situation. I don't know if that's the reputation I want to have as a business of calling out bad behavior. I don't know if it's going to be a repetitive situation in that sense. You do that all the time. But I don't, just for me as a business owner, I don't know if I would be comfortable doing that. I just feel, and again, I don't like what he did, but I just don't know if I would go about it that way.
Yeah, look, there's very few things as cringeworthy to me as someone losing it in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Especially a space like that.
A small restaurant.
It's not a big spot.
No,
right?
it's
So
not.
Yeah.
I've lost track of the amount of times I wanted to turn to someone and say, shut up, sit down, or get out. This place was not put on earth for you. Get out. And I'll help you if you need the help. With that said, again, this restaurant's entitled to do whatever they want. It's their service, it's their staff. Any restaurant that sticks up for their staff, I am 100% in support of. They better hope that's how the story played out, because I bet there's some people in Hollywood that know Zachary. And if that's not how it happened, and they went as public as they went, they're going to lose some business from some important people. Is the only thing I would say to that. It's the public part of that. I'm kind of with you on that.
But it feels like if it wasn't the way they described it, why the heck would they post about it?
It's a great point.
Do you know what I mean? Like if it wasn't that,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
He hasn't said anything yet. I hope it's an airtight story they got, because there's a lot of important people in this town doing work who'd like to eat. And this restaurant has a reputation. Hopefully nothing was exaggerated,
Yeah,
a good one.
a good
Hopefully
one.
nothing was exaggerated, because if it was, they might have a problem, is my only point to that. But I think we all agree, whenever we see that in the restaurant, I don't care how famous you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is.
Don't pull
I
the
don't
"do
like
you know
that
who
at
I
all.
am" card.
No,
Don't do that.
ridiculous.
No.
That I agree with 100%. Let us know. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca. What do you think about this? Again, this has really traveled over the last 24 hours.